Q&A. So I'd like to introduce a brand new member of EC2 community. Trevor, are you there, buddy?
Yeah.
So this is Trevor, my...
Joanna says hi, Grandpa, too.
Hi, Joanna, honey. Hi, Pumpkin. She's only 2.5. She's going to be on EC2 very soon. Trevor's 5 years old, and he just joined EC2 community. Seriously, he's 5 years old. Now, you might be saying, wait a minute here. Did he get special privileges because he's your grandson, Mark? No. Well, I thought that he had to go. I thought nobody could pay. Like your employer can't pay for you. Your parents can't. Even your grandparents can't pay for you. Trevor had to invest $20 of his own money to get into, EC2. So he had to do this on his own. He gets no special privileges. He had to start his own company. And I'm blessed to be his first customer. So Trevor is going to go ahead and he's going to do things for his customer. So he might help you. I might assign Trevor to go ahead and connect with you and help you go through, these different steps. So Trevor, can you say it's not brain surgery, this is not rocket science? Are you there, buddy? Did we lose you?
You fell off.
Okay. So
Emily was on, though. Yes.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll train Trevor on how to say this is not brain surgery, this is not rocket science. I know that adults will go ahead and give excuses. The thing that's different about adults is adults go ahead and they expect their excuses to be accepted. They don't, like, when their kids come home from school and say, when the kids get excuses, then, the parents don't accept it, teachers, adults don't accept it. But when adults or parents come up with excuses, everybody's supposed to accept it. And there's this little rule in becoming an adult, and that is I won't call you out on your stuff if you won't call me out on my stuff, and we'll both go along in mediocrity and, tell each other how amazing we are. In EC2, maybe not so much. And so, Trevor, can you say, buddy, this is not brain surgery, this is not rocket science?
Not brain surgery. This is not brain surgery. This is not rocket science.
Is this not the coolest thing on the planet? Like, I was going to have to teach him, like, Trevor, you got to be careful when you say this to adults because, man, they could say, "Oh, you're so disrespectful to me." But the way he says it, because he's 5, like an adult will be like it's like he's a jellyfish and he just stung him. They'll have no idea what to say to a 5-year-old when he says, this is, like he could put on the front, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, this is not brain surgery. This is not rocket science. You did that, so good, Trevor. And then, Trevor, what you want to do is you want to memorize, you ask, adults, like your Uncle Ken, he might be one of your buddies, actually. So adults, you can go ahead and say to them when they come up with excuses on why they can't, because adults, Trevor, man, I'm telling you, they come up with the best excuses in the world. So what you can just do is put your hand on your chin. Do you have your hand on your chin? Put it on your chin. Okay. And then you go, Go ahead, say, That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you can write these down. Mom will help you go ahead, or, your older brother can help you. Your dad, he could help you. Work with this with your dad. Write this down. Have your dad help you. And say, do you know how many minutes there are in a day? And adults will be like, no. And you say, there's 1,440 minutes. See, adults don't know how much time is in the day, so when you ask them a question, they don't know the answer, and you know the answer, they'll think you're smarter than they are. Like, how many 5-year-olds know how many minutes there are in the day? Then you say, do you know how many minutes there are in a week? And they'll be like, no. And you say, there's 10,080 minutes in a week. So, like, what you need to do on EC2 as a member is you need to go ahead and spend, 30 minutes. Now, if you did that in a week, that would give you 10,050 minutes left. That sounds like a lot of time, but again, I'm only 5 years old. What do I know? So it seems like maybe, could be wrong, but it seems like maybe you are coming up with excuses. Do you have any children? So you can learn all of these things, buddy. I mean, you're 5 years old. And so you can mentor and help other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your biggest challenge, buddy? Obviously you're not. You're joining EC2 community, EC2. Your Engineer Clarity community. You're joining this to solve a problem in your life, to see greater success, to have greater clarity in your life. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now, buddy?
My sisters.
Your sisters. And you have two sisters. They're twin sisters that are 2.5, a little older than 2.5 years old. And what's the challenge, the problem you're having with your two twin sisters?
Being nice to them.
Right, because they take things that are yours, don't they?
Yeah.
Is that why it's hard to? And then they're selfish, and then they expect you to, they're kind of expecting to be the center of the universe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that why you go ahead and have a hard time being nice to them, because they're not nice to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Knoll, he'll vouch for this. Don't worry, right, Ed? This is true. Those little girls that are going to grow up into women, and they're going to be fine. They're going to be loving and as soon as they turn into women, Ed, then everything's going to be fine. It's going to be easy as a man. Like when they get older, it's fine, right, Ed?
No, I think you better face the truth and tell Trevor that it ain't ever going to get better.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, I don't like that one.
Wow. 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 I didn't say that. Ed's just brutal. Wow. I can't believe he'd ever say that. So, Trevor, bud, there's ways that you can learn in how to go ahead and, figure out what you want. So your Uncle Tim, you should get him involved in EC2. So when he was actually your age, he was 5 years old, he, though, had 4 sisters. Can you imagine having 4 sisters, Trevor?
No.
Right? My gracious, that would be, and they were all older than him. You think younger sisters are tough? Older sisters are far, far tougher than younger sisters. Like, younger sisters are easy compared to older. Anyways, so he went ahead and got on the call, an EC2 call with Tom Kuntz. So Mr. Kuntz, past president of the largest real estate franchise in the world. And so he got on the call with Mr. Kuntz, and he says, Mr. Kuntz, my question today is, how can I make my 4 older sisters happy? He's 5 years old. He's the same age as you are. Your Uncle Tim. I remember that. Tom just started laughing. He was stumped. Like, he's like, who is this kid? How does he come up with these questions? Like, I don't know how you make four, women happy. Like, I have a hard time making one happy. So what you can do is you can go ahead and get started early in life. And if you get Mr. Knoll to go ahead and join EC2, so you could connect with him. He's not part of the community, but he should be. And so you might connect with him, and maybe you and Mr. Knoll and myself and maybe some other men could have like a men's only area that we could teach you, how to be gracious as a man. Like, your younger sisters are younger, right?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, so they're younger, and so, they're girls, and so, they're younger. We got to be gentle. Like, we got to give them room, but we don't want them to go ahead and, grow up to be where they think they're the center of the universe. Like, that's not good, or that they're entitled, or that they can just take things away from you because they're girls. Like, it's difficult, it's difficult to train, and so it's difficult for you too, buddy. So you, Mr. Knoll, he joins, and Grandpa, we'll go ahead and put together something that will help you to try different things with your sisters that will help them to get what they want in life and help you to get what you want in life. Does that make sense, Trevor, buddy?
Yeah.
I am so glad to have you in and part of my EC2 community. You and Grandpa are going to have so much fun. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Paris and Italy with Grandpa and Grandma?
Yeah.
How cool would that be, right? Anything else you want to accomplish today, Trevor, buddy?
No.
Okay. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Ed, what would you like to accomplish today?
Ed, I'm trying to get my head around this.
Is this not the coolest thing in the world?
So, right, when we guide people, it's the same, right, as you and Trevor, right, Bad? So how do I learn how to feed people at the rate that they need to be fed to succeed, right? Just a little bit more than they want.
Right. So I've been after that thing for over 30 years, Ed. Could not figure it out. I just could not over 30 years. And people say I'm really smart. I mean, you're an international speaker, an author, Mark. You've been invited to the White House. You've written 16 books. I mean, nobody told me I was smart until I was 40. Even my mom, I don't ever remember my mom telling me that I was smart. Not once. I'm not saying she didn't. I just don't ever remember her telling me that I was smart. So there's this little boy in me that says, yeah, Mark, you're not that smart. It's actually served me pretty well because it's like humble. It's like, yeah, you're not that smart. And so, so I've been working on it. I could not figure it out, Ed, for over 30 years. But I finally figured it out a few months ago. Questions?
So what do you got?
It's, I join EC2, and then I get other people to join it too. I know you're probably thinking to ask me a question. Go ahead, ask me the question you're thinking. Although you might be thinking it at a subconscious basis. That's the other thing in EC2. They teach you to read somebody else's subconscious, which is really cool. So go ahead and ask the question.
I don't have one.
Well, you do. It's just on a subconscious basis. I wasn't sure if it was on a subconscious or conscious basis. So this is what Ed's thinking on a subconscious basis. He's like, so Mark, like, what's EC2's magic? Like, why does it work? I mean, you've been after this thing for over 30 years. You've invested millions and millions, literally, of dollars. Like, you've pursued this thing forever, and you couldn't get it. And now EC2's get, like, why does it work? I mean, that's a pretty good question, right, Ed?
Yep.
Okay. Did you want me to answer that question or not?
Yeah, go, please.
I'm not sure, actually. But I do have some theories. And so the theory is, do you realize that you treat your employees, the people that you report to you, do you realize you treat them very different than you do your son?
I hope so. I think many ways are the same, but there's differences.
And so there's a difference that's hurting the people that are joining you. And you've amassed decades of experience, and what you're doing is you're like, are you going to give your son a car?
No.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. He turned 16, and he sees his friends having to work and do things to support the car, so he's chosen just to kind of chill and see.
Okay. Yeah, and that's cool too. So why don't you give him a car?
Well, right, it's that whole, it's the whole, I grew up with rich folks that, got really nice, shiny new cars for a week or two before they ended up in the scrap heap. But people don't value what you give them. Right,
unless they have to pay a price for it, unless they have to do something. So the reason EC2 is so powerful, and it's why they have the rule, like, would have I paid the $20 membership for my grandson, all 5 of my grandkids? Yeah.
Not if you could find a way to do it otherwise.
Well, no, I'd pay for it because it's like, I mean, that's easy, $20 a month. But the rules are you can't get anybody else to pay for it. You got to pay for it yourself. Because I know that if Trevor, so I get the rule. I support the rule that Life Masteries, they're a nonprofit organization. I support why they do what they're doing. I thought at first, I'm like, well, that's kind of stupid. But now I'm like, oh, that makes all the sense in the world. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. So I know that Trevor's going to go ahead because he's working to earn money. So he's, working to earn money. So he's going to treat the intellectual property that's in, EC2, he's going to treat it with more respect. He's going to take it more serious. So I'm his first client. I'm going to pay him $30 a month, and he's going to do things for me to help me make money. And then he's going to do things, for his mom and his dad. He's going to be a productive little man. He's going to be productive. And so when you just give your employees, your loan officers, when you just give them your time, they don't appreciate, they won't listen to you. They'll listen to you up to a certain point, but then they'll say, just like teenagers, Ed doesn't know what he's doing. So they have no problem at all taking thousands or tens of thousands of dollars of your time. They don't think about it at all. They just do it. Just like a child doesn't think anything when their dad or mom buys them something. They just don't think anything of it. So EC2 will do a better job of teaching people than you and I can. And if they're paying $20 monthly subscription into it, because they've got some skin in the game, it's only $20. But it's weird. I've seen employees that are getting paid $50,000 a year, and they go on EC2, and they'll work harder in the EC2 than they will for $50,000 because they think they deserve the $50,000, but they invested $20 of their own money. It's absolutely insane. There's so many stories that I have in growing up. Like, I'm like, why didn't I think of this? Like, this is genius. Like, I can't believe this. So when you're part of it, you get access into this library that'll help you, and then they get access into it, the library that'll help them. Questions? Did we lose Ed?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Any other thoughts, questions, Ed?
No.
Cool. Ginger Ann, Rosanna, anything else either of you have?
I don't. Emily's on with me, too.
Hey,
So I don't know
Emily.
if she has any questions.
Anything else you have, Emily?
Hello. No, I don't think so.
Anybody else have any other questions? So,
No, I think this was really good.
Ginger Ann, did you say you had one?
No, I said I'm good.
Okay. So, EC2, I've got 3 of my daughters that are involved in it. I've got another one to go. I have 3 sons that I'm looking at. One of my grandkids, Trevor, you just met him. He's 5 years old, so one of the 5 is on it. But, Ed, you're going to love this. What's the youngest person you think who could be on EC2?
No idea. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but I having a tough way deciding how they can afford it.
Okay, and what are you thinking?
I don't know. Maybe they're making. Are you bribing them? Are they getting behavior pay?
Well, Trevor, for example, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he'll do 2 videos. You know, he'll do 2 videos a month on the brain surgery rocket science in the 10,080 minutes. Like, I'm so tired of adults being clueless. So, and then they get angry and upset with me and attack me and say how I'm you're a bully. Okay, that's one possibility. Another possibility is you're just stupid. Like, I don't know what to say. So I'm tired of dealing with adults that just are clueless. So I'll have Trevor, I'll contract, I mean, it's $30 a month, right? Like, I'll have him do video. Oh, I'm going to make 300. He's going to make me 300, 500, 3,000 a month. He's going to make me so much money off of this. It's going to be amazing. But he's not the youngest one on it, Ed. You know who the youngest one on it is?
His sister?
Nope, younger than 2.5.
I don't know.
It's a new grandson or daughter. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. Melissa's pregnant, and she's 5 months pregnant, and that little one went on EC2 too. And
so that baby, like that baby on that little girl on the commercial that says she had that idea for 10 years when she was 6 years old. That commercial was cheap, by the way.
Right? How cool is that? Like, that little one's going to come into the world with already a functioning, profitable business. I've got an ultrasound right on my desk. That little one and I have been conversing back and forth. Like, you know, Melissa has said, Dad, I have all this morning sickness. I'm like, well, honey, if you were nicer to Grandpa, I could talk to the little one and, tell the little one not to have you morning. So I'm communicating with that little one. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but, the little one said, hey, Grandpa, can you help me out here? So I'm the smart one because I'm that one's first client too. Like, imagine how cool it's going to be when they're born into this world, and as they grow up and they have this business that they started in the womb. Like, when did you start your first business? I was 5 months pregnant in my, mom's tummy. Like, what? Yep, nope, that's what happened. Like, how cool is that, Ed?
It's pretty cool.
Right. See, the 5 grandkids that I have, I started pretty young with them, but I didn't start young enough. I'm like, you know what? I now think I'm getting this grandpa thing down a little bit, but I got to get to them faster. So if you're listening to the rebroadcast of this, and you're like, man, that guy's insane. Yeah, my kids go ahead and say, my 7 kids say, Dad, you're not bipolar, you're quad or quinpolar. You're just, wow. And so EC2 is about legacy. It's about transferring what we know. So I want Ed to join, for multiple reasons. One is so he can share his wisdom and with not only my children, his grandchildren, future great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, but he's, looking at, he's looking, but I want him to pass that along. And all of you, like every one of you have experiences from your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents that made an impact. Oh, look at who's just joined us, the mom. Let me go ahead and unmute.
She has no voice.
She's got no voice. Melissa, are you there?
I am.
Okay. So, your little one in your tummy, congratulations. That's just really awesome. The little one has been talking with Grandpa. We've got all of these plans. It's absolutely amazing. Really exciting. So congratulations on your little one and the joining EC2 community. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Do we have the heartbeat recorded yet?
I have that, a few times, yeah.
Okay, so get me over that because the little one's been saying, hey, Grandpa, I've got to go ahead and produce. You're my first customer. You're paying $30 a month, for my business, and I want to be a producer. I don't want to be a consumer. And so we need to get the heartbeat. We need to get an ultrasound. The little one wants to put together a video that's going to go ahead and communicate to the world how amazing, Grandpa is. There's just some really exciting things. So, again, if you're listening to the rebroadcast of this, have some fun, with EC2. Invite family members, friends. For sure, if you're a business owner, get all of your employees on this. Like, you can't pay for it. They have to pay for it themselves. But, again, help them to see the benefit of doing that, figure that out. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. God bless and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.